Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're going to unpack something that honestly feels like pure magic, but it's actually just a really fascinating piece of science. Have you ever wondered what's going on inside the giant AI factory when you talk to a computer? Well, today we're making that invisible magic visible. We're going to break down exactly how AI prompts work in a really fun, simple way, stepping through every single part of the process.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this. You're sitting down at your computer, you type something like, "Write me a funny story about a dog," and you hit send. 1, 2, and boom! Words just start flying onto your screen. But what actually happens in those 2 tiny seconds? Well, it turns out there's this secret, lightning-fast 7-step journey taking place completely out of sight. Most folks only know about the very beginning, typing the prompt. But today, we're going behind the scenes. Here's our adventure map for today. 1. The secret 7-step journey. 2. Chopping words and finding meaning. 3. Packing the memory backpack. 4. The magical attention machine. 5. The word guessing game. And finally, 6. Translating back to words.
Section 1. The secret 7-step journey.
We literally do this every single day now, right? You type, "Write me an email," and 2 seconds later, you get a totally brilliant answer. It feels instantaneous. But inside that AI factory, there are assembly lines, detectives, and giant maps, all working together at lightning speed. It's an incredible adventure that happens every single time you hit enter. So, let's see how this whole shebang begins.
Section 2. Chopping words and finding meaning. Now, what's really interesting about this is the AI doesn't actually read English, or Spanish, or French, or any human alphabet for that matter. If you type "Hello World," the computer doesn't see those letters at all. Instead, it sees lists of numbers, integers to be exact. So the numbers 9906 and 1917 literally mean "Hello World" to an AI. Wait, what? How does that even work? Well, let's break it down with the very first step of our factory journey.
Enter step 1, tokenization. Imagine taking a sentence and just chopping it up into little puzzle pieces or secret codes. The AI chops your words into these pieces, which are called tokens. Now, a token isn't always a whole word. Sometimes a big word gets sliced into smaller chunks. Take the word unhappiness, for example. The AI might chop that into 3 separate puzzle pieces, un, happy, and ness. And each of those puzzle pieces gets its own special number code.
Once we've got our puzzle pieces, we move right along to step 2, the embedding matrix. I know, it sounds super fancy, but just imagine a giant magical GPS for meaning. The AI takes the secret number code for your puzzle piece and looks it up in a massive dictionary. But instead of giving a definition, this magical GPS gives the token a specific location made up of about 4,000 numbers. This plots the word on a giant invisible map, so words with similar meanings, like dog and puppy, land right next to each other. It's exactly how the AI starts to actually understand what your puzzle pieces mean.
Section 3. Packing the memory backpack.
This brings us to step 3, context assembly. You see, your message doesn't travel through the AI factory all by itself. It needs supplies. So, the AI packs a memory backpack. Inside this backpack goes your newly chopped up prompt, but it also gets packed with a few totally invisible things. It includes secret instructions from the creators like, be helpful and polite, plus the history of whatever you were just talking about, and even the current date and time. This backpack gives the AI the full context of the situation.
But just like a real backpack, you can only stuff so much into it before the zipper busts. Advanced models like GPT-4 can hold a massive number of puzzle pieces in their backpack at one time. About 128,000 tokens. To put that into perspective, that's roughly the size of an entire short novel. But this is exactly why, if you chat with an AI for hours and hours, it might eventually forget what you said at the very beginning. The oldest puzzle pieces literally start falling out of the backpack to make room for the new ones.
Section 4, the magical attention machine.
Welcome to the very heart of the factory. Step 4, attention layers. I want you to picture a super smart detective inside the AI. This detective looks at every single puzzle piece in your backpack and connects the dots. It points at a word and asks, okay, which other puzzle pieces matter the most for understanding this specific one? For example, if you say, the bark of the tree, the detective notices the word tree and realizes bark means the outside of the wood, not a dog's voice. It runs this kind of investigation across many layers, creating a super rich, deep summary of exactly what you mean. So here is the absolutely crucial point to remember. It's not retrieval, looking up an answer, it's pattern completion. The AI is not a giant search engine. It's not Googling your question and just copying a fact from a website. No way. Once the detective understands the deep meaning of your puzzle pieces, the AI is simply recognizing the pattern you started and figuring out how to beautifully complete it. It's kind of like finishing a melody you just started humming.
Section 5. The word guessing game. And that brings us to step 5, which goes by a funny name, Logits. This is where the world's biggest guessing game kicks off. Based on the pattern, the AI looks at its entire vocabulary, roughly 100,000 possible puzzle pieces, and it gives every single one of them a score. It's basically asking, how likely is this specific puzzle piece to be the very next thing I say? It creates 100,000 probability scores in the literal blink of an eye. And this brilliantly illustrates how that works. Imagine you prompted the AI with the sentence, "My favorite fruit is a red." The AI scores the possibilities. Apple gets a huge 70% slice of the pie because, well, red apples are super common. Banana might get 15%, orange gets 10%, and maybe grape gets a tiny 5%. The AI has weighed all its options for the very next token it's going to spit out. But here's the catch. It doesn't always just pick the most obvious answer. That leads us directly to step 6, sampling. The AI essentially rolls a giant mathematical pair of dice to pick the winning token based on those pie chart percentages. And here's the really cool part. You can actually adjust how the AI rolls those dice using something called temperature. If the temperature is low, the AI plays it super safe and almost always picks the biggest slice of the pie. But if the temperature is high, the AI gets wild and creative and might just pick that 5% slice just to surprise you. Section 6. Translating back to words. Let's move along and see how this builds into the final result on your monitor. These are the quick physical mechanics of actually getting the answer out of the AI factory. First, the system grabs that winning secret token ID from the dice roll. Second, it decodes that number right back into human text. And third, it shoots that text straight to your screen. Which is exactly step 7, decoding. The secret number code is translated back to human language, but here is the mind-blowing part, guys. It does this one single token at a time. When you see the AI typing its answer out on your screen, word by word, that is not some fake loading animation designed to make it look like a human is typing. You are literally watching the live generation process. The AI is picking a token, translating it, showing it to you, and then looping all the way back to step 1 to guess the next token over and over and over again. And there you have it. Let's do a really quick rapid-fire recap of this amazing 7-step journey we just took. Step 1, tokenize. Chop words into puzzle pieces. Step 2, embed. Put them on the giant GPS meaning map. Step 3, assemble context. Pack the memory backpack. Step 4, attention layers. The detective connects the dots. Step 5, logits. Score the 100,000 next possible pieces. Step 6, sample. Roll the dice to pick a winner. And step 7, decode. Turn it all back into human words on your screen. All of that invisible magic happens in just 2 seconds. Pretty wild, right? Now that you know the secrets of the AI factory, I want to hear from you. Which of those 7 invisible steps surprised you the most? Was it the fact that the AI doesn't actually read English? Or maybe that giant dice-rolling guessing game? Definitely let me know your thoughts. We've covered an absolutely amazing journey today, but we really only briefly peeked at the detective's desk. So I'll leave you with this. Next time, what really happens deep inside that magical attention machine? How exactly does the detective connect those dots to understand context? If you want to find out, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I will see you on the next journey into the invisible magic.